What up, y'all? It's Week. What it do? Welcome back to the Week Feel, y'all. Welcome to you. I feel like this camera is a little bit, weird, but whatever. What up, Week? What up, what up, what up? This is your girl, Lon T, here at Tears and We Tarot Show. You show enough, never know what you're going to get, beloved. We are playing the open heart frequency 174. Energy hurts, so definitely getting the energy of opening your heart, healing. We were called to this text today for Deep Clearing by John Ruskin. So if you guys are interested in the text, check it out. It's definitely available on Amazon. And we were called to, I think it's chapter 8, I believe this is. And look, yeah, opening the heart. So not only do we see opening the heart here, but that's the frequency we were called to. Hey sis, hey, how are you? Thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate you. Yeah, we got called to this energy of opening up your heart, but we also was called to something on self-acceptance in terms, I think it was chapter 8. But yeah, we just gonna see what spirit is bringing. It's something in this. It says, I have no doubt you have experienced the dualistic nature of your heart in your own life. You hunger for love. You are drawn to love like a moth to a flame, but your life has no meaning unless you find love. And I'm getting within self. And it says, you find yourself highly ambivalent in any relationship. You may think of yourself as demented. How could a sane person be going through intense swings of love, back and forth, love and hate that you feel? I'm getting self-acceptance and then like love and hate that like a relationship with you. I'm getting like somebody who could be warring in the spirit with certain things, you know what I mean? Like there's things that we accept about ourselves and there's things that we kind of deny, things that we I'm hearing don't accept, like things that you reject about you. And when we have that warring within self, it definitely could show up in our life in a multitude of different ways, right? So I'm really just picking up the energy of self-acceptance, like your whole self, the good, the bad, the ugly, like all of it, and how you can reconcile, the things that you're okay with, the things that you accept, and then the things that you also tend to reject. Yeah, those are the ingredients that I'm picking up so far. And it was giving me something about in terms of like how we tend to kind of mix up the concept of self-love. Like sometimes it show up in our life like, okay, I'm gonna love on me by pampering me. I'm gonna spoil me. I'm gonna get myself massages and I'm gonna buy the things that I like and all these type of things. But is that really what we consider to be self-love? I think the most important part of self-love is being able to accept your whole self. Like the things that you would tend to reject, the things that you would tend to deny, like the lower parts, the shadow self. And I'm getting integration of your shadow self. We do got some ingredients out. The Most High God, the Alpha and Omega, gonna bring this message. It is definitely not onto us. We just a channel messenger, beloved. So what comes out, hopefully, is edifying onto your spirit, edifying onto us first and foremost, because we all struggle, with self-love and full self-acceptance. Where again, your good, your bad, your ugly, like all of it, right? So we got some Akashic energy. We got the energy of setting your intentions. And I'm feeling like the intention is to experience true love, beloved. Like the love that only comes from within. Like where you are not looking or seeking that from anything from the outside. Whether it is the things that we do to make us feel good. Whether it's like aka pampering me, massages and luxuries and things that you could buy, whether it's relationships with other people, getting that energy from the outside. But how do we generate it? How do we generate it from the inside out through integrating our whole self, like all of the, parts of us, the things that we accept and we feel great about, our strengths, but also the things that we don't always accept, we reject, we deny, like our weaknesses, those shadows, the things that we tend to do that we don't really tell other people about is what I'm getting. I am seeing the energy of Nine of Pentacles, abundance coming in, and we also have at the bottom of the deck the Ten of Pentacles. And I was getting the energy of everything that's in between, like what's preventing you, or in the middle of going from your Nine of Pentacles, where you have an abundance or just some sort of self-sufficiency, independency, feeling like your own agency, but then also getting to like that pinnacle of accomplishments, of setting legacy, longevity, like all of it. So it's definitely something in the middle of it. I'm getting the energy also of the Ace of Swords, truth, clarity, like being able to see things clearly or accepting the whole truth of you. I'm getting the Eight of Wands. I'm getting progression, moving forward, speeding up the things that you really want in your manifestations. I'm also getting the Page of Wands. It could be something that's inspiring you, you're taking some action, wanting to move forward. It could even be messages in like terms of like what you are called to say, or the things that you say to self, the messaging. And I'm picking up Magician behind that page. So that could be, again, you trying to manifest, your longevity, your wealth, the pinnacle, like getting to that top level. And it could also be, manipulations, like self-manipulation, what it is that you're saying to you. And it could be what you're saying to you about you, right? We do have the Major Arcana deck here. So we're going to see like the major things that's going on. And I'm feeling like I'm hearing the voice of the soul. Couple other tarot decks, some things to speak to the Most High God, or what the Most High God or your angel teams may want to say to you. So we're going to jump into it, see what comes out. Hopefully it's edifying onto your spirit, onto us first and foremost. Let us be filled to bear the yoke that's on these shoulders. Help us overflow. Help it go out into your wheat field and meet the person that needs to hear this message. Hopefully they be edified in the spirit and filled up to bear the yoke that's on their shoulders. Hopefully they overflow. I pray that we meet in the middle with unity and harmony for the sake of clarity and peace, for longevity, so that they can meet their pinnacle, beloved. Not just abundance and self-sufficiency, but how does that grow to the Ten of Pentacles, where we have legacy, right? Legacy. Hopefully it meets, the community, the greater community. So let's get into it. Anything in here? Thank you. This one. Yeah, we got Eight of Spears. See, work, dedication, and commitment is here, right? Being committed. And I'm hearing committed onto self, committed to growth, committed to change, committed to self-mastery, and getting this thing, right, beloved. How do you move forward? Eight of Spears, Nine of Spears, Ten of Spears. But I'm getting like the Eight being like in after the Nine, which is weird, right? So self-sufficiency doesn't mean that you still don't remain dedicated and committed, to the pathway. Like how the work that you did to get to the Nine needs to be continued in order for you to get to the 10, is what I'm getting. And with this Knight of Pentacles behind that, right, is giving me I'm hearing preservation, perseverance, determination, steady progress. Even if it tends to be slow, things could be heavy, just keep going and don't stop. I'm getting, see, progress is here. And I see the star behind that. It could be healing. It could be somebody that is going to be almost like either a guiding light for others, or you're going to be seen leading by some sort of example, like being an example. See, we see temperance. I'm hearing, for some reason, I am hearing the word star family. I'm hearing like your angel team, like calling in support, but also like something that they want to show you, like how to get from that Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles through remaining dedicated, commitment to self mastery, to the work that you are doing, beloved. So if you are working on your inner self, like your soul growth, coming into self acceptance, true self love, beloved, I think that this is your message. Which one? This. Whoa. Yeah, Six of Cups. And I'm getting it in reverse, like challenge type of energy. Six of Cups is reminiscent of the past, nostalgia. It could be things like from the past that could be an obstacle that could be weighing heavy on somebody. Um, yeah, it could be things that you've done in the past. It could be other people. Oh, thank you guys so much for your help, sis. Look, Four Cups, it could be the memory of past opportunities, like missed opportunities, like constantly thinking about those things, like, okay, I can, for self, right? Testimony to Tarot, right? So if I think about the things like choices that I've made in the past, where it's like, if I had chose this, then I wouldn't have missed out on that. Or maybe this was an opportunity for me to do something and I didn't really see it as opportunity and I kind of passed it up, or I was sitting in some sort of energy like that was lower vibrational, like maybe it was self-doubt. You know what I mean? Can I really do this? Is it really going to work out? Can I trust my intuition? What are their intentions and their motivations? Is it going to be something that's hurtful or harmful to self, and then I don't take it? And then now I'm thinking about, those past situations, and that's something that's just kind of, prevalent in my mind. It's long lasting. It just keeps going around and around and around. But I'm getting the spirit say, even if you feel like you've lost opportunities in the past, or you didn't accept something, you didn't recognize it for what it was, that it still led you to this moment, and you're able to use that, like to be able to kind of use your intuition, the learning, and say, okay, how do I decide differently? What does that say about self in terms of, what I'm willing to accept, my shadow energy? Am I filled with self-doubt? Can I trust my own decision making? Am I able to discern? You know what I mean? Like all those things that we continue to work on so that we can move to the next level. Yeah, see, spiritual enlightenment. Going inside and, really reflecting is what I'm getting. What are the parts of me that I don't accept? What are the parts of me that I neglect? What are the parts of me that I reject, that I kind of shun, or that I don't even, you know, want to face kind of energy? And I'm getting that those are the things that the spirit is telling us to work on, like the Eight of Spheres. That's the space that we need to work in. Major Arcana deck. I hope this is coming together for somebody that is resonating. Every message is not gonna be like, my past person is. No, this right here is for us, for self-beloved, for healing. And as we want to call in our highest, like legacy, wealth building for generations, even for, true love to come into us, we have to think about how is it that we are loving on self, I'm getting that energy like we healing over here today, beloved. We healing. So set your intentions. Look, we got the strength card come out. Strength. I'm getting strength, courage, compassion. Again, that determination, right? And I'm really feeling self-compassion and being convicted. I'm seeing temperance. Right, and we saw the temperance angel come out in one deck already, but that's their harmony and balance within self, the ability to practice moderation, all things in moderation. Also, the ability to find solutions. What are the things that I felt like I wasn't able to trust, myself, to take this opportunity, to take a risk, or see that this situation is presenting me with some sort of opportunity. Like thinking about those things and how do I move forward from an enlightened standpoint and really put the work in. That's what's going to change things. Wheel of Fortune, that's going to change things. It's going to change, the cycle. You're going to move forward, getting to some sort of turning point, right? What is really guiding you towards your dharma? See, balance, justice. And I'm getting somebody being off balance. It could be something that you're being dishonest with yourself about, right? Again, self-acceptance and true self-love. And true self-love, again, doesn't mean that, oh, I'm going to just take a trip, right? I'm going to just pamper me. I'm going to just, buy myself the luxuries or whatever the case may be that you can afford. It's not anything on the outside that we would be able to, I'm getting placate the self. But it's more about how do you pull that out from the inside out. If you are okay with you, your good, your bad, the ugly, the truth, and all of your whole you definitely will call in other energies. You're gonna feel a whole different kind of way about you. It's nothing that nobody could do to hold anything over you, say to you about you, like nothing. Like you good with your whole self. And you could give a shit whether anybody else is good with it. Like I'm good with me, like my whole self. And from that standpoint, you don't really need anything else. You know that your power lies within. Like, because your energy, your intentions is what's going to help you manifest this longevity, right? You can get to the point of like the Nine of Pentacles, but it's going to take something really different to dig in deeper, beloved, to get to the pinnacle, which is that 10, like the mountaintop, right? So set your intentions. What are your intentions? Is your intentions to have, honesty and somebody that leads by example in your life? Then that first person would be you. We like to be honest with your whole self, accepting your good, your bad, your ugly. Then it's almost like taking a marriage vows with you. Like till death do us part, through sickness and in health and good and bad, like all of those things that we want to have with another person. How do you have it with you first and foremost? And we start that by taking responsibility. Take responsibility for your own actions. You don't owe anybody anything else. If you do, you feel like you did somebody wrong and you want to apologize and make amends, then definitely. But sometimes we have to make amends with ourselves for whatever things that we didn't see as opportunities that we didn't take, or choices that we made that brought us to this specific place, this moment. Yeah, head over heart decisions, and there's two of them backed up. It could be, relationships. Again, that relationship with self, coming to balance within you. Because with this justice in reverse, I'm definitely getting, that sentiment of being off balance, right? And even how do you make head over heart decisions for you? Like, are you able to tell yourself no for the things that would just make you feel good? Emperor, right? In the Hierophant, right? What are your belief systems, but how are you taking authority over self, even against the things that you may just believe that may not necessarily be true? What are you saying to you? What is your personal belief system, and how has it led you to make the decisions that has you in your present moment, beloved? If we want to move forward, again, even from that mindset of I'm independent, I don't need anybody to do anything for me, you still want to create longevity, like something that's going to be long lasting, that has a greater impact, that reaches others, if that's your intention. But most of us, that's what it is, like moving towards your dharma. And your dharma is always about how does it affect the greater whole, not just you, So I'm definitely taking responsibility for your actions. That's that emperor energy, authority, not just being aggressive, but I'm getting, somebody that sits in their seat, that boss energy, being a boss of you, and that's how we start. Look, justice, again, right? Coming to balance. That's how you come to balance. Like, yeah, setting your intentions and moving forward. Look, toxicity is here. That's how we overcome it. How do we detach, right? Detach from those dark thoughts, overcome anything that we would consider like to be a detriment or some sort of weakness, right? Becoming independent, becoming a conqueror of any addictions. And that doesn't mean like whether it's drugs or alcohol. That could be shopping, it could be mindsets, it could be to relationships, it could be to sex, it could be to negative thoughts and rumination. It could be worry. It could be self doubt, self denial. All of those things are like toxic energies that you would be taking responsibility for and leading yourself forward with authority. Star, healing. Right? How do you heal? How do you create opportunities? How do you renew yourself, renew your faith, like fully, like standing in your purpose, right? Having a sense of optimism for going forward. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, also my energy is a little disturbed because I kind of got a message from somebody. It was like an energy, somebody that actually passed. I'm getting a freak accident, like somebody that had a car accident. This person would be in Texas. Their name is Edward, goes by Ed, and I was told this person passed in a car accident. I'm getting like a dark road or something like that, and they will have some sort of oncoming traffic. I'm seeing bright lights, like they were almost blinded by the headlights, and something happened. Yeah. So that was that. I don't know whether this person actually was in some type of relationship or anything like that, but I was getting that people were looking for them, that they were scared because they couldn't find them. So I was told to just kind of put that out there, side note for somebody. But releasing toxic relationships. And again, I'm getting that toxicity that we have in relationship to self, beloved. And that's why I'm getting self-love so heavy, like really accepting like your good, your bad, and your ugly. I just keep seeing those three words because there's so many things about us that we can accept, like the goodness, but it's so many things that we reject and that we just kind of deny. And I feel like for many people, I'm getting the message that that's the things to work on so that we can get to the next level. Somebody may be in a really toxic relationship, right? And if you are, you know that the relationship is toxic, right? It could be like with a masculine energy, it could be a husband, it could be a spouse. But it's something going on in this that's keeping somebody bound to it because of, I'm getting a sentiment of missed opportunities. Maybe this person needed an opportunity to leave and they missed it, right? They did not take the opportunity to move forward. Maybe it's the memories and things of the past, that's kind of keeping them bound in this situation. And it could really be a lack of self-love, right? Just because a person again would spend money and do all these things, that doesn't mean that that equates to real love, beloved, because love isn't the things that you buy. So even when we are loving on self, it's not about the things that we would buy for self. It's how do we generate that love from the inside out through full integration of our light and our dark. The sun energy with the shadows. And I'm getting, when there's sun and there's light, there's always going to be shadow. We're always going to have that dual nature. So how do we fully accept ourselves? Through integration. This one. Getting some goddess energy, African goddess. Thank you to the Most High God. Please put together the pieces of these ingredients, bringing forth the message. Look, see, radical rebirth, right? And we were saying that with the star, renewal, rebirth, right? Healing. How do we do that and be reborn through, true self-acceptance and self-love, like accepting my good, my bad, my everything. And if I can accept my everything, then I can definitely, be with a partner, a king that accepts me fully, right? That's going to give the same thing that I'm putting out. I'm going to give it to myself, therefore I will receive it onto myself. And that's the truth. right? 10. And that's what we were getting, like that 10 of Pentacles type of energy. Like the relationships are just that pinnacle, right? Because 10 of Pentacles could represent a very, very prosperous type of relationship. And I'm getting to have that within self before we get it from others. Look, liberation, getting freedom here. Somebody may be called to free themselves from a toxic relationship, right? And self love and self acceptance would be the first way to really do that. Like, it's hard to kind of manifest a new life, right, for yourself and take different pathways if you are not fully okay with all of you. Sometimes we are called to think about, how did I get into this situation? Like, what was going on in me where I called it in, or why am I not able to release it? Right? What am I not accepting about self? Am I denying, or am I doubting? Is it like I'm not gonna find anybody else? Is this a feeling like this is all that I deserve? Right? And when we feel like we deserve less than, what's really good and what's healthy for us, it's because, it's something that we think about self that, like, we don't deserve it, right? Yeah, grief. I'm definitely picking up that, and I was feeling that with the Four of Cups and the Six of Cups, right? We see good energy in the ability to face the truth of self, like that self-reflection. You know what I mean? Like, how can you look at you and recognize the truth of you and feel good about you, like your whole self? Okay, yeah, I may have did some shit in the past that I'm not really proud of. I might have this type of, characteristic, or this thing and that and the other, that's not, the highest heart in me, but I accept it. I love it anyway. And then from that standpoint, you can work on it, right? You will get some sort of strength within self, where that willpower and that determination, like that fire, where you are able to stand up for you. You will no longer accept toxic relationships when you release the toxicity or the toxic relationship you may have with yourself. Because we have people treat us the way that we treat ourselves, right? So if you have a toxic relationship with you, then you will call toxic relationships into you. Live out loud is here. I'm getting the ability to just let yourself be free, to live out loud, to be your whole self and be okay with it. Like, all of it. Like, can you let your realness show and be proud of who you are, like every bit of it, right? And don't accept anything less, is what I'm getting. And there was a reason that Spirit said self-love and self-acceptance, right? We see divine lineage. Can you accept the fact that you are from a divine lineage, right? You are divinity in motion, right? And divinity in motion is like, okay, it's all things, because all things is made by the divine. We have, earthquakes and volcanoes the same way that we have rain and hurricanes, and we have the sunshine and the wind. Like, it's the balance. It's like everything. And everything that we can see on the outside is also present on the inside. Like, we get angry, we get frustrated, we could blow up, we could say shit, our mouth could be slick, you know what I mean? We could have self-doubt, not really knowing what's going to happen or how the seasons are going to change, which way the wind is going to blow, going through the dark, you know what I mean? And it's like, how do we recognize, as the way that we can accept the weather and the seasons changing, we can recognize those tenets and accept that within self. Creativity is here. Creativity. For some reason, I keep seeing the word star families. So with these 7 sisters is giving me like-minded individuals, but it's also giving me like creativity, the ability to manifest, to be able to pull out, all things outside of self is what I'm getting. I'm getting somebody that maybe even have like 7 different types of personalities, like somebody that swing, not like personality disorder for real weak, but I'm saying like the different sides of self, the different spirits that live within, you know what I mean? I'm seeing alchemy here, like the ability to change and transmute situations to go from what it was to what it needs to be, which you could see it being. You know what I mean? Even to change, and release toxic relationships, whether it's with yourself or other people. This one, yeah, grounding. Somebody may need to get grounded, right? I'm getting grounded in reflection, like to look at self, intimately. I'm getting developing an intimate relationship with you. And that would definitely change your sentiment of worthiness, like knowing that you're worthy to be released from anything toxic, whether it's this relationship with self, relationship with other people, coming to wholeness, balance within self, and you will call that in from other people, right? Having that love that emanates from the inside out, and that vibration goes out, and you will call that vibration back in. I think that's one of the reasons why we don't do like those readings where it be like, is my past person coming back? Because it's like, when whatever happened in that relationship is like two things. Either it was something that you needed to learn from and now you're being released from it, right? So it's time to go forward. Or just that old thing, like if something goes away, let it go. If it come back, then but you get to discern it and see what it's coming back with. But accepting the storms of life, beloved, and being able to roll with it. The storms don't do nothing but take us to a whole nother platform. Like the eagle, if you spread your wings, you could use this energy, right? You know that things are changing. It's washing away something, the old foundation, so that a new one can be made. And you can use that energy of it if we are accepting of it. So, yeah, today, Spirit say we healing over here. Which one? I know I see it. This don't belong. Is there anything else? This one. Yeah, shine. Shine. I'm getting rooted. I'm getting grounded. I'm getting being very fruitful. I'm getting the storms that water your lot, beloved. Whatever you water, it will grow. Right? So if you water your seeds of self-doubt, right? Denial, self-denial, self-rejection, right? That's what will grow. But if you see yourself as a whole person and you accept all of you, you can allow these storms to water you so that you can grow. Like that lushness, that fruitfulness, right? Being able to shine. I'm getting your light coming from within. I'm getting lush. I'm getting green. I'm getting fullness. I'm getting, overflowing. And it's often come, from the storms of life. The things that show us the toxicity, the things that show us the things within self that we need to contend with, what we're wrestling with. The relationships will come in and they mirror that to us so that we can see it, so that we can discern it, so that we can take courage and change it. This one. We getting activated, y'all. We see throat chakra is here. So speak your truth even unto self. We see passion, Page of Wands energy, kind of like that fire being ignited, some sort of spark, right? We see root chakra, right? That's that security, being secure in self, being secure here in your current position presently, like knowing that you have everything that you need, like your whole self, your good, your bad, the ugly, like all of it can serve you, but everything works towards the good. It's all about, can you accept it, set your intentions and move forward, move to balance, renewal. And as you renew yourself through true self-love, then true love will come into you. Yeah, authority. That's that emperor. We already saw him down there. Right? Taking authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, clear intentions, is realized yet receptive, wise, and loving. True love onto self, first and foremost. Self-preservation is the first law of nature, right? But if you don't accept all of you, beloved, what? Because again, you could have a sentiment about self like, okay, I don't like that, I could get angry or blow up or something like that, or whatever the case may be. But think about how that passion and that fire can serve you. It can. Communication. We saw throat chakra, and we saw the page of wands. We said somebody could have, a tendency to speak some sort of messenger, right? But again, how do you use the things that you would consider, a weakness or a detriment? How is it useful? How is your shadow side useful to you? And how do you integrate it to love yourself fully from the inside out, beloved? The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart. Right? Our heart is the filter. It is what we kind of weigh everything against. If it is not, according to your intention, if it's not good for you and good for others too, beloved, then you probably want to pull it back from it. But if it's good for you and for others, then go forward. To go forward with authority, right? To be committed to that action, to be responsible for your actions, right? But I'm getting, it would just work together for the good, for the common good, not just your good. It supports your dharma, is what I'm getting. This one, yeah, empowerment. And all the things that you've gone through definitely empowers you to do that. Knowing that you are a piece of divinity, you are a fractal, I can't get it out. Yeah, a pixelated piece of divinity. You are a pixelated piece of divinity. And that empowers you. You can see all of those same tenets within creation, within the Most High God, also working inside of you. But you get to set the intention, beloved. You do. And everything that you've been through empowers you. Empowers you to take authority over your life, to drive yourself forward in a balanced way, right? Where you can experience this renewal. And you experience the renewal in a multitude of different ways that like goes over every faction of your life, is what I'm getting, beloved. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. And we are consciousness. And we're talking about healing self. Being consciously aware, beloved. Delight is a great energy. It's definitely just as powerful as anger. But it's like, what type of vibration is it? Do you want to call more joy to your life and more joyful experiences, or more toxicity? Because whichever side of you you're operating on, beloved, that is your frequency. That is what you will be calling. I do feel soul time here, hermit energy. Hey. Yes. It says soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. I'm getting, not only duality, which is really non-existent, but because everything is whole, right? Whether it's spirit, whether it's flesh, whether it's low vibrational, high vibrational, all of it is required and all of it is a part of the whole, right? And that's why I'm getting self-acceptance so deeply, like to embrace all of you. Like, you can be conscious of it, you can know it's there, but it's like being discernment on when to use those tenets and how do you use them through your intentions. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality, in your one reality, right? Not multiple, not a part of me that I accept and I'm going to live in this plane, but then I'm going to deny everything else that I just kind of don't like, right? If I see it, I can integrate it and say, okay, it's a part of me. I love it, right? Because I love all of me, but that may not be my intention. Or when I need that attribute, that characteristic, oh, it's coming out and I could use it. I'm getting healing. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciousness is here, using the information that comes to us through our senses, harmonizing everything accordingly. That's how, yeah, like true healing is like being able to use everything, being in a state of wholeness, not rejecting any part of me. And that doesn't mean that, again, I'm just going to, be like, oh, I'm going to go to a spa day. And it's good to pamper yourself and relax and stuff like that. But that's not what true self-love is. It's not. It's being able to accept all of you and integrate it, right? To use all of the information and be able to kind of harmonize it, to come to balance, to justice, coherence. It, again, harmony, right? The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of our heart with the frequency of the mind for our optimal ability to create the reality that we deserve or we desire. And that's kind of what I was getting, moving from that Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Earth to the 10. Somebody could definitely be sitting in a self-sufficient, place, like, oh, I'm independent, I'm able to take care of myself. Or you may be in a position where, like, you feel like many things are being, taken care of. But how do y'all move to that place of longevity, of legacy, of true, not just wealth building, but something that's going to last for generations, that's going to go beyond like this intimate space down the line or out into the greater community, even if that's like kingdom building, right? Because we're all connected to one another. How do we do that? If we're looking for things from the outside in, whether it's a relationship to provide that onto you, whether it's the things that other people can give you, the things that you can give to yourself. Is it something that you do to cover up that, maybe I made these decisions, maybe I feel like I missed out on opportunities? Am I doing these things to make me feel better from the inside, from the outside in, versus kind of reconciling everything that I'm wrestling with on the inside, coming to good with it, accepting it, loving myself, integrating, releasing anything that's toxic, whether it's people, places, emotions, all of it, so that I can be free. I can liberate myself. I can come to balance. I can be renewed. I can be reborn. I can speak out and call and manifest my world, right? I can accept the storms of life, and how is it moving me forward? Being dedicated and committed to that. See, divine masculine. Somebody may be being called away from a toxic relationship because maybe there's just something better down the line, beloved. And that's why I was getting, like, being called to say that we don't necessarily read that like, oh, it's my person coming back, because the Most High God may have pulled that relationship down for a reason. Maybe it's something in that you don't know about. It could be rejection for your own protection. It could be, calling in toxicity because it's something within self that was not integrated. Something that you need to have a mirror put up. And it's designed to run us back into hermit space, so that we can work on us. You can really love you from the inside out. And as you love you from the inside out, you will call that same type of love into you. That'll be your vibration. That'll be your frequency. And you wouldn't give a fuck about who walked away from you. That nigga left or she left. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm not chasing nobody, and I'm damn sure not gonna get no reading to find out if they fuck coming back. No. Realization. You realize some real shit. That is something better. That if the Most High God took it from you, you stay open to that, it could take out what it wants. It's going to put in what you need. Alchemy, things will change. You could change your whole reality, changing the way that you think about things, the way that you feel it, the way that you resonate, by going within self and integrating and loving and accepting all of you, your good, your bad, your ugly. We can't expect nobody else to be dedicated and committed to us and not fucking, get a hair up their ass and leave, if we are not able to accept our whole self. We, like, have you taken a vow with you first and foremost? I'm getting for somebody they haven't. What's the energy? And then that's it. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. I appreciate each and every one of you. For everybody that's resonating with the message, thank you so much for your energy. I appreciate you all just like you were my first ones into it. I do. I know it felt like a little bit choppy at first, and people don't necessarily be wanting to hear messages like this. Again, it be that, that other stuff that tends to be a little bit more popular, but that's not what this is, beloved. We healing over here. Rest and rejuvenation. But I'm getting soul time, like meditation, touching base with you, going into that hermit energy, reflecting on you, letting the spirit guide you, to show you, to feel you, to restore you, is what I'm getting. Understanding that you are a piece of divinity. You are divinity walking. And if you accept the fact that you are the divine walking and somebody walk away from you, they can keep right on walking. And I'm going to bless you while you going, beloved, and that's just it. Yeah, angel of balance. Again, justice, come to balance. That's the third representation of justice and balance that we have seen. Come to balance with all of you. Balance your scales. I'm even feeling like getting to the place of like where your heart is light as a feather, beloved, right? In order for us to get to that place where your heart is light as a feather, then you have to purge out that toxicity, purge out that heaviness. Stop warring with self, right? Self acceptance, self love, releasing. Yeah, happiness, delight, bliss, enlightenment, empowerment, understanding who you are first and foremost, beloved. Ain't none of us just good or just bad. Everything about us ain't beautiful and it ain't pretty. Some parts of us is just downright ugly. And sometimes we can reject that part of us, right? And when you reject part of you, you will call in energies that will reject you too. Because you don't even accept you. So you're not setting the example for them to follow. Journey. Getting that spiritual journey. Going inside to follow your light. You know what I mean? You might need to leave some things behind, in terms of toxicity. As you deal with and integrate your toxicity and love on self and full self acceptance, you will have less tolerance for toxic shit. Yeah, see, woman holding the heart is in reverse. Yeah. I'm definitely getting love on yourself, and I'm also feeling the love of the alpha. Like number 8 is coming in for me. You know what I mean? Like being able to, accept the love of the divine mother, right? Which one? That which gives us compassion, shows us self-compassion. I see the world. I'm getting successful completion, right? I'm even getting that you will see the world differently, right? I'm seeing the world through a whole different set of eyes. You and this divine masculine could go off and travel the world, I don't know. But I'm just getting the fact that you will see the world differently. You will be a successful completion, like walking towards a whole new cycle, or feeling like you're just in a whole different world. Again, I'm really getting like seeing the world differently as you see yourself differently. This, yeah, happy family. Happy family. So somebody definitely could have lost a relationship, or it may be being called away from you, or you may just leave this toxic relationship as you come to balance with self. As you continue to love on you, discover those parts of you, thinking about and reflecting on past missed opportunities, right? What caused you into this present space? How do I integrate my shadows? How do I identify and face the things like the truth of me, the things that I don't want to see? Again, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Adjacent possibilities is here. You will see that you have so many opportunities opening up to you, right? So many different ways you can go, so many different options, right? And patience is here. We see the energy of envy. I'm hearing that as you change, people will envy you. Have patience though. Look, balance again. Balancing things out and being able to face, even if this deceit is from other people, whether it's things within self, you know what I mean? Because we can see what other people are manipulating us, but sometimes it's hard for us to see when we are manipulating self. Like when we are manipulating, how we manipulate them, how they manipulate us, how I manipulate myself, how do I set that example for others to manipulate. Like if that's my frequency, I'm lying and I'm not telling myself the truth, then how do I not expect people to lie to me? They're gonna do it. I'm seeing a loss here, financial constraints. Yeah, see, it's a reason why the spirit told me to say, talk about like the vanities and things that we could give, you know, ourselves or other people may give us, because this relationship that somebody in, it could be toxic, but I'm also getting that there's money here, right? This person could probably be mean as shit, toxic as hell in some sort of way, but what do they give you, right? Or the toxicity could be a part of you in this relationship because there's financial abundance here, but coming away from that type of relationship may mean that you end up with a divine masculine that's good for you, or another person that's good for you, or you could be taking authority over you as what, no, spirit say, a relationship with somebody else, but they may not have as much money, beloved. You may have to, you know what I mean? It's all about that shit. Like, are you gonna have these, uh, just as example? So if you a bruh, I'm not saying that this is you. It could go whichever way, flipping and flop the energy. But for example, if you want a high value dude that's sitting that boss energy, and this person is a whole fuck asshole, they could cheat, they could do whatever the case may be, or they could be buying you, like the relationship could be an exchange where they paying for this and paying for that, but it's not real love like that, beloved. It's not. Then you may end up being called away from that toxic relationship to experience true love, but this person may not have as much money, beloved. Can you go from 100K, 150K type of dude to somebody that's making that average earning of like 55, 60K? You know, can they make half as much but treat you even greater and you still appreciate that? Like, oh yeah, because that's just the real. Like, that shit is given. 1 in 5 is breaking down to a 6. Like, this is balance. It's given. It's giving the love, the appreciation, like the wholeness, not the completeness, not just like the vanity, the shit on the outside that can be tangible. Like, oh, you know, I can self-love and I can self-appreciate because I can go, you know, get a massage, or I can go buy a bag, or, you know, stuff like that. But that's not true love. Strategy is here, right? The Most High God may be employing some sort of strategy to help you see this toxicity, and somebody's going to have a decision to make. And whichever way you go could jeopardize your victory. Are you going to walk towards fulfillment and experience victory and personal healing, and somebody that actually has your heart, you know, or giving that love type of energy? Or are you going to stay in something because it's the money? Or so that you can be the envy, or, you know, whatever the case may be. That's what I'm getting. Self-love. Because with this woman holding a heart in reverse, it's definitely giving me somebody where, you know, balance could be a thing, right? You are being called to balance, to really recognize your heart and what true love means, to love self fully. And you are going to be doing that, or being called to do it, by entering the door to the spirit. Door to the spirit. Yeah, it's definitely something with envy that's here. And see, look, once you tackle this energy here, we see that cornucopia. We see the gate. That's that 10 of Pentacles. And again, it was all strategy. The Most High God uses strategy, like all the time, because everything works towards the good, right? So any and everything that we experience can work towards our great. It's all about, can we go into the spirit? Can we recognize self? Can we integrate? See, this person, this woman holding a heart, could have a streak of envy, right? And that could be born out of many things. You could be a person that grew up without a lot, you know what I mean? Maybe you was looking at other people that had this, that had that. You know, and sometimes that equates to like, you know, popularism, you know what I mean? Like fitting in, being accepted. And if you are trying to find a way to be accepted by the things that you can give onto self, like again, vanities or self pampering and things like that, that's not true self acceptance, right? It's not. True self acceptance, it comes in the ability to face this. Is this your toxicity? Is that the toxic part of the relationship that you have within self, the things that you don't want to admit, you know? And it ain't no judgment because we all got something. We all got our own shit. And in a day of living in social media where everybody's life is on display all the time, putting out this and putting out that, and celebrities are glorified. I'm not saying it's you, we. I'm just talking about a social issue, right? People can have a sense of envy, right? I'm supposed to have the six-figure dude. He's supposed to make X amount of dollars. He's supposed to be able to give me this. He's supposed to be able to do this and do that and the other. But then what are the other tenets? You know, is it real love? Is it fulfilling? Does it, you know, magnify your sentiment of joy? I don't know. From this spread, I'm getting no. Because the spirit is definitely calling somebody to go inside, to take that journey, to be dedicated to healing certain pieces of toxicity, to heal, you know, the things that we want to reject, the things that we want to deny, the things that we are not really ready and willing to face about self. And how does that represent itself in our daily lives? How have we missed opportunities because of it? Maybe somebody could have missed out on a really good person because maybe they didn't think they had enough to fulfill this. And that would become, you know, a problem. But I feel change is here. You can definitely change it. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability in the remembrance of the magic that we hold inside. What is the magic that you hold inside? You are a piece of divinity. And everything that you want can be manifested from the inside out, beloved. It can, setting your intentions and filtering everything through the heart. Right? Each one of us has the potential to access our ancient knowledge, that truth, that clarity that allows a true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation that we can change. We can change by integrating self, facing our shadows, the truth of us, really pouring into us by like loving on the whole, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when you are able to do that for self, you're going to call in a person that will do the same. They will love you through your good, through your bad, through your ugly. And you will appreciate the fact that these toxic relationships went away. It's that much easier to release it. And you damn sure ain't putting no energy into having somebody check and see if they coming back. Not saying that it's like that, because I get it. You know, people be having that sentiment, but it's still born out of something toxic. It is. Anything else? No. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm giving you my heart energy. I am. And I definitely take, you know, this reading on to self too is definitely self-edifying. Because how can we, you know, continue to go within self, that journey within, that hermit energy, that soul time energy, and explore self? What are the, you know, those layers of toxicity? What are the things about me that I am refusing to face, beloved, to things that I don't want to integrate, I want to keep separate, right? Keep hidden, like keep it in a closet type of energy. I'm not in the closet, I'm just saying. But y'all get what I'm saying, right, though? But how do you love on your whole self completely? And if you can do that, you definitely are going to call in another energy, again, that's going to love you through the good and the bad and the ugly. Thank you guys so much for tapping in, with hanging out with your girl Lati here. Tears and Tarot Show. You sure enough never know what you're gonna get. I'm hearing it again. We healing over here, beloved. We healing. So I pray that y'all have a great Saturday. Today is September 28th, I believe. Yes, Spirit said integrate your energies. Look at you, and as you are able to accept your whole self, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you will receive the person that the Most High God has for you. This toxic relationship is a mirror for somebody to show them themselves, right? And if you are able to be dedicated and committed to riding out the storm, beloved, going forward, it will water your garden. You will see that liberation, a sense of freedom, right? You will see growth and overflow. You will feel your worthiness in a whole different way, beloved. I'm getting living out loud. I'm getting shining. I'm getting manifestations. I'm getting a reminder of your divine lineage, that you are divinity in motion. You will be giving that out. You will be receiving the same thing, and look, that's how you move from that 9 to the 10 to the next note, y'all. Love you so much. I do, because I love the Alpha and the Omega that made me, that made you. Is there something else you want to say? I got Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So obviously the spirit said yes, we got it out. It was good, and that was exactly what it wanted to express. And I pray that you received it and it was edifying unto your spirit. I'm so thankful to the Alpha and to the Omega that brought the message, that uses me as a vessel, a channeled messenger. The infinite intelligence lives, beloved. It does. It lives in you and it lives in me. And I'm so thankful to the breath of life, because without that, we couldn't do a fuck shit thing. To the next now. This was done. Ashe.